Hello, my name's Niranjan, the host of Master of Your Crafts podcast. Learning from leaders who are continuously inspired, passionate, and driven to align with their soul purpose, sharing their gifts to bring healing to others. The music is composed by Rebecca Everett. Today is episode number 11, where we will be talking to Lisbeth and learn how she developed the mastery of energy as her craft. Lisbeth is a Reiki Master, life coach, career executive coach, and hypnotherapist, and the founder of Luminous Energetic Pathway Sacred Center, located in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. She is also the founder of Holistic Wellness Communities, which is a host of expos in her region. Lisbeth began her business in 2012 as an energy worker in her basement. As time went on, she was able to expand her business and create a center to fulfill her vision of sharing love and compassion through energy and spirituality within the world. Today, there are multiple talented independent practitioners sharing their gifts to include Reiki, rainbow energy healing, meditation, Qigong, Tai Chi, Nidra Yoga, Ayurvedic Consultant, the discovery of the internal self, as well as many different types of workshops helping people to evolve their soul and spirit. Lisbeth's mission is to help, support, create awareness through love and compassion using the power of energy, the essence of who we really are. Hello and welcome to Lisbeth.
Thank you. So nice to be with you.
Thank you for being open and receptive to come on the show and share your journey on who you are and what you have achieved, because I know you've been a pivotal person in my life in supporting and guiding me on my journey. So I want to thank you and express my deep gratitude for that. So thank you for doing that.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
I want to delve into a little bit more about you. So tell me a little bit more about Lisbeth. Who do you believe you are? What is it you feel that defines you in all you do and all you have done?
Well, it's actually an interesting question because defining oneself, I don't know that I really do that. I'm just an energy being. And that is really how I define myself, as an energy being. And if I had to describe me as a person, as an energy, I love to love. I love community. I love compassion. I love sharing. I love giving. I love service. I love learning. I love spiritual practice. I love energy. And really, that would sum up who and what I am.
That's beautiful. How did you come to that? How did you end up coming to that space? Because that's quite a profound statement, to be in a space of love in all aspects of your life. So no doubt there was a bit of a journey there.
Oh, we all have a journey. And I am a strong believer that it's the journey that brings us to this place. And I feel my love and passion for life comes from energy of suffering. And to be honest, I don't focus on the suffering, and it's not because I bypass it. It's because working through those energies of suffering, I just have so much gratitude for the gifts that I've received along the way. There are so many things. I was born and raised in Denmark, and being an immigrant, immigrating to a new country, there's a lot of adjustments there that you go through. Being a teenager, there's a lot of adjustments there that you go through. Mm-hmm. Getting married, there's a lot of adjustments there that you go through. Yeah. And one of my probably most defining moments was at 28, when I got very, very sick. And I was hospitalized with severe panic and anxiety disorder and depression, and I ended up on long-term disability for a while. That was a huge turning point in my life of coming into a deep, deep awareness of my own spiritual path, for sure.
Wow. So it was almost all of a sudden that that
Yeah,
happened, or did you
yeah.
or was it
No,
at 28? There were little things and nudges and
no, it was all of a sudden. I got a nervous breakdown at work. I worked in a company that I really loved and enjoyed. I'd been with for a long time. And I'd had a few, not knowing that they were panic attacks, but I had had a couple before where I would be driving and all of a sudden getting really dizzy and having to pull over to the side of the road, not knowing why, or being home and all of a sudden having to throw up for no reason. But I didn't know what it was. And then one day I went into work and I simply mentally couldn't function. And I had to go into my boss's office and say, like, I'm losing my mind. That is literally what happened. And I went on short-term disability from that. And then my husband and I spent that time on trying to understand what was happening to me. All I'm here is to share my own experience. My techniques with regards to energy work and spirituality and developing loving relationships can help people in some way. You know, I'm always here to share, but my focus has always been energy, in how to shift energy. You know, my background is martial arts. I really believe martial arts healed me on so many levels because it gave me my power back. First of all, I learned that I had power because I had felt like I had lost that. I
right.
didn't trust my instincts. I didn't trust any decisions. I was very lost on so many levels.
Mhm.
And so martial arts really gave me my power back.
Yeah.
And I learned how to channel that power and how to direct that energy. And then I learned Reiki, and that really helped me with regards in how to move energy through. And I've done a lot of breath workshops, and
Hmm.
I know that doing this work can really help you evolve way beyond what you ever thought you could do or be. I am about what did you get from that story and how do you move beyond that event where all you are connecting to are the gifts that you received.
Yeah.
That's what I share with people, is to help people find unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness and purpose. I work with whatever energy. So whether it's fear, whether it's guilt, whatever that energy
Yes.
is how do I breathe that out? You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
how do I relax my shoulders? How do I open my heart chakra? So it's
Hmm.
that respect. And
Hmm.
it might sound crazy to some, but I can only share my own experiences with my own success. I work with all people that are trying to find themselves, that are wanting to enhance their spiritual evolution, that are wanting to increase their awareness and knowledge of spirituality, feeling and thinking that there's something more out there. And what is
Hmm.
that? Speaking to our higher state of consciousness. This is the work that I do, going into meditation and really feeling the connection to source.
Hmm.
This is where my work is. This is the
Right.
work that I do.
In the same token, there are many other aspects and many other areas of our lives that we can either contribute of how it's shaping us or we're shaping our life, of be it a work experience, a partner and a relationship experience, or even the relationship with yourself.
Mhm.
That in itself are aspects of us that all create the same opportunities for lessons.
Absolutely. And this pandemic has been perfect for that because for
Right.
those people that really struggle with being in their own company, they've had to learn how to be in their own company. This has
Yes,
actually been a blessing on so many levels
absolutely.
because
Yes.
it has brought a lot of people into the uncomfortable awareness of when they are not distracted by outside forces, what are they left with?
Right.
You know,
Yes.
and some people have chosen to really take advantage of that and taken the time to really get to know themselves. What is meditation? What is energy? What is Reiki? Like things that they wouldn't look at before. But
Right.
because they have time now, because of the chaos that's kind of happening in the world, saying, what's the bigger purpose here? Like, what is it that's really going on behind the energy? So a
Yes.
lot of that is happening as well. So I feel it's a really, really good thing.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. I think it's such a magical opportunity if you choose to look at it in that light. There is a greater reason and there is a greater purpose to every single thing that happens in our lives.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's working with energy. It's working with our auric field. It's working with our chakra system.
Hmm.
I happen to be able to see auras. I can see the chakra system. I can feel it. So that's where my focus is
Hmm.
helping people wherever they're feeling kind of a sense of a blockage, where they're feeling kind of an energy of being stuck. You know how sometimes we're trying to breathe and it's like we can't breathe all the way through, or we feel like kind of a tightness in our chest, but it's more
Yes.
of an energetic.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, it's just learning how to breathe.
That's right.
you know
That's
and
right.
and learning how to create positive affirmations and planting these beautiful seeds of thoughts
Hmm.
that can totally shift these different uncomfortable energies that are in the body, and then working with source energy and just feeling that energy, just using our breath to move that energy through. It's very, very powerful, and
Yeah.
people are starting to realize that.
Yeah. Realizing that they had the power all along. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But ultimately, when an energy comes into your own field and you feel it in your own body, you cannot deny that.
That's right. But the point is it's for every individual to come to that awareness themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in telling somebody you have this, or this is what you do, or this is what's going on. I don't do that.
Right.
All I do is just kind of expand the luminous energetic pathways so that
Yes.
people can connect to that part. Well, we've worked together so
Yes.
that people can connect to that part themselves where they come into the awareness, where
That's
they
right.
come in and say, oh my gosh, like, oh, it's from this or it's from that. I never sit and tell them. Never.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
might ask a question or two, but I never
Hmm.
go in and say, this is what it is,
Right. Yes.
because that takes away the power from them.
That's right.
But
That's
when
right.
they come into it, like you said, they'll feel it in their body. They just know it. And that is power.
We give away so generously to
Yeah.
others.
And
So,
so that's really what it's about. What if we all came into that contact of our own power where we could all feel? And for some people, that just feels like such out of reach.
mhm.
For whatever events and traumas that have happened in their life, they're just not in a state where they have that foundation of knowing how to create boundaries for
Yes.
themselves, learning
Yeah.
how to say no, having that awareness field of, you know how do I fill my own glass first, that kind of
Hmm.
energy, right?
Hmm.
What if everybody was to come into that awareness and power of themselves,
Hmm.
and knowing, and this is the thing I'm proudest of, is that I worked to get that myself.
Yes.
Nobody gave it
Yes.
to me.
That's right.
Nobody did it for me.
That's right.
I invested the time, and showed up in the practice, but the power and the enlightenment and the happiness that I feel
Hmm.
today
Hmm.
can't be bought, because
Hmm.
it's something that's been earned through that practice. And that's why I always say, like, is focused on the practice.
Hmm.
And that's really where I feel that the power just continues to
Yes.
thrive.
Yeah. Not only owning your power, but taking more control of your life, even for the minutest of decisions, can be a beautiful building process. I think it's really powerful. And you probably see that on a more ongoing basis through the practice that you have in Burlington. Do you want to share a little bit more about the center?
Yeah, we have a lovely center in Burlington, Ontario, and we have beautiful practitioners that work with us. They're all their own independent contractors and offer their own unique gifts. And we do everything there, from meditation circles to Reiki certification classes to weekly Qigong classes, workshops on all different types of higher conscious based themed workshops. We have Ayurvedic presentations there. We have Yoga Nidra there. We have goddess circles there. We have angel workshops there. So, and I'm sure I'm missing something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's just such an expansive programming. There's something happening literally every night and during the day. So no matter what time you're working, you can access there as well as weekends.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
great. That's
yeah,
great. There's a lot going on. And I think from the other spectrum, we're complex beings, even in the energetic world itself. However, we want to overcome whatever situation it is with the relationship, or asking that epiphany question of why am I here and what is my purpose. You can come at it at so many different ways, be it through Reiki or through nutritional Ayurvedic treatments or anything. But it sounds like you've created a beautiful place.
it's a beautiful place of self-discovery. It is about
Mm-hmm.
self-discovery of the self. It is about really developing your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual awareness fields
Yes.
for yourself, of yourself.
Yeah.
And so for anybody that is willing to be open to themselves, to evolve, like, why am I here?
Yes.
What's my purpose?
That's
Why
right.
do I feel stuck?
Yeah.
Why do I keep repeating these patterns?
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's so much that energy can tell us about ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because in
Absolutely.
essence, what is it that we really are? We are energy. Our
That's right.
physical bodies are just costumes. It's an illusion. It's our
Mm-hmm.
slowest frequencies.
Mm.
We are quantum energy beings.
Right.
And so, we worry about taking a physical shower to clean our skin, but
Mm-hmm.
how many of us are really taking an energetic shower and cleansing and clearing our aura?
Yeah.
Because it is a buffer between the outside world and inside world. There is so much energy there.
Yes.
And so what that can do is lower our frequency, because there might be holes in the aura. There might be, when I say dirt in the aura, I mean
Yeah.
energetically, whether it's something we're holding on to or patterns we're repeating or whatever, that we can literally do movements and breath techniques that can help release that energy.
Yes. Very powerful.
It is so powerful because you're connecting to your essence of who and what it is that you are.
Yeah.
Same thing with the elements. We talk
Mm-hmm.
about getting out into nature. We are nature.
Mm-hmm.
Our breath is air. Our
Right.
bodies are earth. Our vascular system is water.
Mm-hmm.
We are nature.
Yeah.
And yet, how many of us feel so disconnected
From it.
from our natural energy field?
Yeah. Absolutely. You have this wonderful team that you're working with, and the center that you have built. What is the intentions of the crafts and all the magic, I want to say, that you have created and really honed in who you are? What is it you want to do with that?
Spread it.
Okay. All
If
right.
you ever see like vines that just grow along the ground,
Yes.
into local and global communities, because the
Beautiful.
energy is all about unconditional love. It's about compassion. It's about being together in a non-judgmental atmosphere where everybody is just about love and wanting that for others.
Yes.
About expanding our spiritual awareness and sharing those enlightenment with others. We've often laughed at our center about being a group of black sheep. We were
Mm,
always kind of the black sheep of our families just because we were different, not in a
right.
negative sense, but we kind of thought out of the box. We were, you know, very connected to the higher states of consciousness at some level, seeing things, connecting to things that regular family members may not really click
Yeah.
with, if you
Yes.
will. And it's sort of like we have this space where we've all found each other,
Yes.
and we all have that similarity.
Yes.
So it's been really a blessing on so many levels to have those experiences. And it literally is a feeling every time I walk in. And I know I speak for all the practitioners. It's like you're with your soul family.
Mm.
It's like you're with your soul family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so much love. Like we do so many free events there as well. Like we do monthly hikes together in nature. Um, in the fall, we have this harvest. It's a fundraiser. And we all get together and have this beautiful harvest luncheon with one another and are out in nature. We come together for a Christmas party. In the summer, we do like an outdoor Qigong meditation with instruments. Like it's just such a beautiful way of coming together and celebrating one
Yes.
another. And yeah, call it a pipe dream, but I would love just to feel and see that energy throughout the entire globe,
Wow.
if that's
Wow.
not too much to ask.
I think it's totally possible. With COVID happening and everything, I totally think people are in a space of looking for something more. And
Well, look at this COVID. Like I would never have come online for anything. I am not a computer technology person, as you know. This is not something that I would ever do. But I
yes.
recall talking to one of my practitioners like 3, 4, 5 years ago saying, we're going to be online and we're going to be global.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying that. I've said it many times, but I didn't know how because I personally did not want to do
Right?
anything online. And then this pandemic hit and Spirit just
Yes.
spoke to me strongly. Like, you got to get this set up. You got to get on because people are going to need support through this.
That's right.
Now had people sitting alone at home that weren't having contact or physical connection with anybody.
Yes.
We had people with, mentally just emotionally drained. Like it just, I had to get out of my comfort zone completely.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God with Ed's help, like just get over my technology
Yes.
and get on and just be a really strong pillar for the community through this time. And I work with these incredible practitioners that you
Mm-hmm.
just say to them, hey, this is kind of what I'm thinking, this is what's coming through me, are you guys on? And everybody's like, yeah, I'm in whatever. That's the kind of practitioners that are at the center. It's not what's in it for me. What am I going to get? Like, what am I going to, like, nothing like that. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we're needed. Here's the service. Here we are.
Yeah.
And that's, if you had to ask me what I'm proudest of that center, that's what I'm proudest of is the group of
Nice.
practitioners that work there. That's what I'm
Yes.
proudest of
Yeah.
because this isn't a me thing. This isn't my center.
Right.
This is a collective and collaborative. Everybody's independent, coming together in one space, sharing their gifts with
Mm-hmm.
whoever is resonating with that message. It's
Mm-hmm.
just beautiful.
Yeah. It sounds really beautiful and it sounds so communal on
Yeah,
so many levels. And I think as human beings, even as spiritual beings, that's ultimately all we crave is to
yeah.
create that space and connect with it and put it out there in the ethers.
When we don't bury it, oppress it, suppress it, and and if and when we can get to that point where it's a liberation for ourselves, that's
Mm-hmm.
what I found through my own experience.
Mm-hmm. What's next?
It's interesting because what is next would mean that I'm not in now. I'm never about what is next. I'm always right in this moment,
Mm-hmm.
being right here in this interview, being present for this time. Spirit guides me day to day.
Right.
And so I'm very much about just being there, fully there,
I love
and then
that.
being surprised tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
that's what's
that.
next. So we're all in surprise for what's next.
But in the same token, depends on how you look at it. As a magical piece, as a glass overflowing of what is the unknown, what is the surprise for tomorrow.
Yeah, I look forward to receiving it, but
Yeah,
I don't want to miss out on any energy from today.
yeah.
I want to be able to be fully present in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I wake up every morning and I meditate and I always ask, how may I serve today?
Yeah.
And very often, the voice that comes back to me is always to serve myself first, to fill my own glass, and then in how I may serve and who I may serve in that day, in that moment, as needed. And so, as I've always said, spirit is what runs and does whatever it is that I'm doing, not me.
Yeah.
I'm not running all of these things. I really am not.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I only know how to listen to spirit and to follow that energy. And that requires me to be present in the now.
It's such a magical way of living. I know I've experienced that, and I'm tuning into that space more and more of just allowing and listening to the quietest of little whispers. I feel it's such a magical moment and such a magical time to be able to listen to that spirit and listen to that voice and listen to those greater messages that come through, even if it's just something so minute, to fine tune your awareness so sharply that it doesn't need to get louder, that you're having this intimate conversation with your own soul and your own spirit in such a loving, compassionate, and unconditionally love space. I think is such a powerful place to be. I've been lucky enough to experience that. Just like you, I welcome and I look forward to the abundance and the magic that is coming in the days ahead to be of greater service to others. So I echo you on that for sure.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Lisbeth, for sharing.
You're so welcome.
It's been such a long overdue conversation with the two of us. Yes. I've always marveled and been grateful for how you've supported me on my path and my journey. But in the same token, how you continue to evolve and inspire others on their journey through, I want to say, the simplest of things, by using energy.
It just works.
It does. And especially coming from an unconditional place, from a heart-centered, unconditional place of no boundaries, no expectations, none of that, has a whole different feeling and connotation to love. I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you for this delicious conversation that we've just had and sharing the magic that you bring to the world.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. I do appreciate it.
I'm Naranjan, and you've been listening to Master of Your Crafts podcast. Please subscribe, rate, and review, and join me next week for another episode. Thank you for listening.